coalition of chaos. It's the Guardian reading, tofu eating, wokerati, dare I say, the anti-growth coalition that we have to thank for the disruption that we are seeing on our roads today. It's the coalition of chaos. It's the Guardian reading, tofu eating, wokerati, dare I say.
Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Call la Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Wadash. Double honors to the hopeful, elect elder apostles and elder bishops. Slate to be saved. You know, the elder apostles and elder bishops at the Great Millstone Church, Shalom. Lord, well on down to the rest that may be out here under the same doctrine. To all the Akim that's in order according to the scriptures, do what they need to do across the four corners of the earth. All right. Shalom, and to the rest of the believers in on this faith. So, as you see, it looks like it's a joke, like a parody. A joke is taking place, you know, and it pretty much gives off the whole, you know, you can't be serious. It's a whole you can't be serious moment. Like, what is this? What is this I'm viewing? But pretty much what it appears to be, let me pull it up. You know, a so-called someone of the East, a so-called woman of the East. She looks like she could be East Indian, you know, an Elamite, but pretty much she's involved with politics and this whole world of Esau. And I'm gonna hit play.
Eating wokerati,
as you see. And I actually want to do something. Her name is Suella Braverman, right? Going to who she actually is. She's a member of Parliament of the United Kingdom. So she's completely involved with Esau. And she's not an Edomite herself. All right? So this is a background on her. Suella Braverman. Right? They call her Suella. Her name is Sue Ellen Cassiana Braverman. And it says she's a British baroness and politician who served as a Home Secretary or Secretary, Salakia, and from September to October 2022, a member of the Conservative Party. She was chair of the European Research Group. So she's completely involved with, you know, Esau, right? The infrastructure, the as far as that's presented, right? The face of the infrastructure of the so-called white man's world, all right? And this is her right here. She doesn't appear to be a so-called white woman herself. When you go more into her history, it says that she, you get the, personal life. She married Rael Braverman in February 2018 at the House of Commons. So she's married to a so-called white man, more than likely. When you go into Rael Braverman, right? Yeah. This is him right here. Yeah. See that? Appears to be a devil, you know? But we're going to get back to it. Go down. Suella Braverman is married to Rael Braverman, also a politician who holds the position of House of Commons. So there you go. All right. So it appears to be He appears to be an Edomite, a devil, right? Like I said, she looked like she can be of, and I guess this is his parents. She definitely didn't come from them. That's a devil. All right. And here go her family right here. See that? So yeah, he's a devil. She married a devil. You know, that's really how she's involved in all of this. You know, man he's a devil. He's an Edomite, unmistakably. And there's her parents. All right. So it says Braverman was born in Harrow, right, Greater London. So she was born over there. It says and raised in Wembley. She is the daughter of Uma Mutien Pale and Christy Fernandez, both of Indian origin, who immigrated to Britain in the 1960s from Mauritius and Kenya, respectively. So, yeah. She was, well, it actually says she was born in India to Hindu Tamil mother Uma and Goan origin father Christy Fernandez. All right. So when you go further, it says in India, she was born in India to Hindu Tamil mother Uma and Goan origin father Christy Fernandez, who his mother came from the UK from Mauritius, while her father arrived from Kenya in the 1960s. So maybe her father moved, you know, to Kenya, or he may be a Hamite, right? But they both definitely appear to be East Indian, but they're not Edomites. That's the whole point. So once again, when you look at this,
Eating, wokerati, dare I say, the anti-growth coalition that we have to thank for the disruption that we are seeing on our roads today.
This is what you get when you pretty much get involved with Esau. You will be of one thing, right? You'll be in one state and you will be pretty much converted to a whole nother. All right. And that's pretty much a theory that's true, right? According to this verse, this is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So it's just madness going on in there. This basically you come to, if you get involved with one thing like drinking, you're in a sober state, you go in one state, and then you drink, right, to the point of intoxication, you're in a whole nother state. Right? You go from one thing to another, you convert it. And that's exactly what I'm pretty much just wanting to point out from this. This is an example of pretty much being drunk with the golden cup of Babylon. The golden cup being Babylon. All right, this is an example of that. All right, because yeah, Babylon is America, but America is the so-called white man, and America is what makes everyone drunk and have everybody in the vibration of a so-called white man, right? Because the so-called white man, he runs America, you know? So everyone on earth is influenced by America, including even the UK, you know? Even the UK, they're also called white people. Pretty much that's just to say everyone's under Esau's vibration, but specifically the Edomite of America, right? And we can see this as being true because she's pretty much everyone on the earth, they move in accordance to the American so-called white man, the American Edomite. All right. And we can see this in a slew of cases. For instance, when you go to, let's go there, Psalms 73:9, it says they set their tongue, see that? They set their mouth against the heavens. Right? I'll actually start it, let's start it because it's talking about so-called white people for those that don't know. You know, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are plagued like other men. That's verse 5. All right. Let's start at 3. For I was envious. Let's start at 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish. See that? When I saw the prosperity of the wicked, and that foolish is talking about the wicked. The foolish is talking about the so-called white people. The Lord said he was going to bring a foolish nation against us. A people who are a nation who are no people. That's the so-called white people. That's why they always got the rep of never existing and just coming to the earth, and they're not a real people. They're half reptilian, half all of that. They are no people, you know, because no one on the earth is an unmelanated race besides them, right? And that's due to certain history and things that occurred with patriarchs. They're patriarchs of how their race even got here and to the point they are at physically, mentally, and even spiritually, who are actually talked about in the scriptures. You know, they're renowned. They're actually who those patriarchs being actually renowned, you know, figures in the scriptures, such as Esau, obviously Cain, you know, onward back to the serpent. All right. But anyway, so this is talking about them. All right. Because they're that foolish people. And then it goes on to make it clear, because it says, this is an Israelite saying this, that for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, which we know is talking about the biblical Edomites, who today are known as the so-called white people, because they're the wicked according to the scriptures. Many scriptures tell you this. All right. When you go to the book of, what's that? Malachi, the 1st chapter. Right? Romans, the 9th chapter. You know? Period. When you go to Genesis, the deception of the Edomite race, Genesis, the 27th chapter, it said that the two babies who were Esau and Jacob, right, that was referring to, one, they would be two different manners. So obviously good and evil. And one would be stronger than the other, which good is stronger than evil. And Jacob went on to be the good one. Esau went on to be, you know, the evil one. Jacob was the stronger one. Jacob is the one that wrestled with an angel. That's why he had his name changed to Israel, which meant he has power with man and with God. Power with man and with God, right? Who today went on to have descendants known as Israelites, who today are known as so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But then his twin brother, his fraternal twin brother, who was the evil one, the weaker one, in every way, spiritually, physically, emotionally, you know, which is seen in his fact that he came out with no color, no pigmentation, right? He has no spirituality as far as righteousness is concerned. You know, he's mentally weak. They jump off bridges when they buildings when they go broke or whatever, you know. That child went on to have, you know, descendants known as Edomites, Esau. He's the father of the Edomites, who today are known as I said, the so-called blacks, Salakia, so-called whites, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's goddamn Satan. So-called white people, man, you know, European, all that, of Caucasian race, because, you know, you got so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians amongst, you know, in places like Europe, everywhere. Right. But point being, they're the wicked. All right. So this is the Israelites saying he was envious at the wicked, right? The prosperity and all of that they had. There was no bands in their death. If you read on, they're not as in trouble as other men. If you have to think about the people that this fits, who would it be today? So-called white people, white supremacy, right? So-called white privilege. It says, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. We can clearly see it. That's the man that go to war. He's bloodshed. He spills people's blood. He covers lands. He's always waging war, and oppressing. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart can wish, going into elite bankers, the top so-called white people, the J-wish, the Yahoo, the fake Yahoos, so-called white people. Good old so-called white people, right? So it says, they are corrupt and speak weakly concerning oppression. See that? So these are the oppressors. They speak loftily. This the point. They set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walketh what? Through the earth. So pretty much they say what they want to. They said let their law be the law of strength. And the wisdom of Solomon, in the we actually see if I have that. I'll have to grab that. But when you go to Wisdom of Solomon in the second chapter, it tells you that. Let me pull it up. See, 2-1, Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 2-1 for the ungodly. See that? The ungodly. Reasoning with themselves, but not right. Said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. See that? Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man to have known to have returned from the grave. And when you jump down to the point, this is verse 10. The point is in 11, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Yeah, the oppressors. Those that put the people in the, slavery. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians into slavery, with no regard of the old or young, right? And who are physically recorded doing this, documented doing this, They actually physically recorded and captured themselves doing this, But anyway, these things. So this is how we know it's talking about the same people that the Psalms was at the 78th chapter, the 73rd chapter, Salakia is referencing. So this is the point, verse 11. They say, let our strength be the law of justice. See that? For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So when you come back here to Psalm 73:9, they set their tongue against the heavens. See that? Against the heavens. Because they say they're going to be like the Most High. They're going to exalt their stars, their throne above. So-called white man said he's going to go above the Most High. So it says, in their tongue walk through the earth, which the scriptures is supposed to be, it's going to be the thing to be spread throughout the earth. It's the way in which, the knowledge in which, the wisdom and understanding in which people are to, view everything, govern everything, and deal with everything, and establish everything. But instead, everybody does that with the so-called white man's way. And that's what you see here. Onward to the point with this,
It's the coalition of chaos. It's the Guardian reading, tofu eating, wokerati, dare I say, the anti-growth coalition that we have to thank for the disruption that we are seeing.
Everybody simply is full of the so-called white man, American ways, etc. Even if they're against America, like I said, you can be UK, right? Dealing with the Brexit. They also call white people still, and they all have been influenced by how the state America was, able to get to, who was to be the biblical Babylon that the Lord said will be, the one he will be the place of confusion. The cup he will use to actually have everybody bugged out. Everybody would just be bugged off out of their mind off of. the exalted place, the desired place. You know, all these nations, they build their places like this place. They do what the people that run that place do, everything. So this is exactly what we're seeing here. You know, to the point where, like, for example, that's America is the place you're gonna see a bunch of mingled people, obviously with Esau at the top, but basically it's gonna be like Babel, like all these different people together working on one wicked project, just a mingled, undivided, anti-scripture, anti-established protocol foundation that the Heavenly Father, laid, way of life going on, man. Like Babel, like the Tower of Babel. But ironically, you see this in a place like UK too. See that? Thus proving the point that what? Let's go back there. Jeremiah in the 51st chapter and the 7th verse. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And ironically, that's exactly what they playing out.
That we have to thank for the disruption that we are seeing on our roads today. It's the coalition of chaos. It's the Guardian reading, tofu eating, wokerati, dare I say, the anti-growth coalition that we have to thank for the disruption that we are seeing on our roads today.
These people are bugged up, mad. They like madmans.
Coalition of chaos. It's the Guardian reading, tofu eating, wokerati.
And it isn't that you can't crack jokes, laugh, and all of that. We're not saying that to where we look like hypocrites if we did it. No, I'm not saying that. You could just tell in the manner in which they're doing it. They are the foolish. They have drunk of the philosophy of the fool. Like it, I'm gonna grab that. It's Ecclesiastes 7 and verse. Let's start at 5. It says, let's start at 4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Right? It says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. Is the point. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. So we can pretty much. There's nothing wrong with laughing. It's just the laughter of a fool comes off different. It's the manner in which you do it, and obviously that manner will be displayed by the foolish. So it'll come off. You basically can hear the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And it's based off it's vanity for them to even be laughing about anything, because this whole world is a joke. They're a joke. They don't even understand they have gotten away from everything in which the Heavenly Father has set up, from the beginning. Even to the likes of, like I said, the Suella Braverman woman. This is Deuteronomy 32 in verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. When you drunk, you forget things. It says, ask thy father, and he will shew thee thy elders, and they will tell thee when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So these people are supposed to be divided in their own place, in their own right, in their own mind, until the time appointed which is when everyone will bow and confess unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. When Yahushua comes, to institute righteousness on the earth and have everybody under our way. Just like everyone is, as we can see, and that's the whole point, is under the so-called white man's way right now. To the point where this is an East Indian woman, but look at the language she's speaking. But, even her mannerisms, how she says it, how she says everything, like this is a so-called white woman, but this is not an actuality though, but this is the spiritually, this is actually a so-called East Indian woman, a Elamite woman or a Hamite, but either way, she's not an Edomite, she's not a so-called white person. So this just proves the whole point. You know, she's speaking, you know, complete English, which is a language of the so-called white man, Edomite, right? With their mannerisms, she's doing it. It's crazy. Which is why I have Psalm 73 and 9. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walked through the earth. Everybody ironically speaks English. You know? Everything that so-called white man esteems, how he talks, that's what what he says is what is covering the earth, engulfing the earth, is what everyone on the earth is engulfed with, to the point even his language, man. You know, that's their tongue. Tongue also goes into language. When you go into that word tongue, you get the word, let's get it, the word tongue. Yeah, Lashawan. It says the word tongue. It says what? Jump to the language. You see right here, towards the bottom. You know?
Lashon.
Yep, Lashawan. Speech. See? Babbler. See? The tongue of babblers throughout the whole earth. Ain't that something? You know? Genesis 10 and 5, you see at the bottom. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, non-Israelites, divided, you know, the nations, divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue. See, was given their own language after their families and their nations. You know? Period. But this just gives, once again, credence to exactly what the Lord said, which we're going to read it in the NLT this time. This is Jeremiah 51 and 7 in the ESV. It says, Babylon was a golden cup, right? In the Lord's hand. Yeah, America, ran by the so-called white man, the Edomite, making all the earth drunken. The nations, meaning the Gentiles, the Goyim, right, drank of her wine. You know, her spirit. See that? Because wine is known as spirits. It says, therefore the nations went mad. See that? Put you in a whole nother mindset. You mind different things. You come off certain ways. It'll completely take you from the state you was put in and put you in a complete another one. And that's exactly what you're seeing. So that was
It's the coalition of chaos. It's the Guardian reading, tofu eating, wokerati, dare I say, the anti-growth coalition that we have to thank for the disruption that we are seeing on our roads today. It's the coalition.
So yeah, man, it's all happening. You see it, you know. So-called East Indian woman or a Hamite woman gone Edomite, man. Gone Babylonian. These people are confused. They don't know who they are anymore. They don't know their position. She don't even know the role of a woman, you know. And if she knows it, she's not doing it. You know, when you're drunk, you think you could do stuff. You know, you get out of order. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much you could say, but that's pretty much the point. Called Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.